Welcome to The Last Prophecy. We are a gaming organization. We have a chapter here in World of Warcraft that has been here since beta in late 2003. So even before it launched, we were part of this game. And today we're going to talk a little bit about onboarding onto the guild, specifically utilizing the tools we need, utilizing the add-ons we need, installing your wowaudit add-on, which is like a plugin to RC Loot Council, which is what we use here for the heroic team and for the mythic team. Our normal team is open role, and folks can come and go as they want out of that team. They can kind of come and go as they want out of the heroic team too. And the heroic's kind of where you get your sea legs. And if you wanted to push into Mythic, you would get Mythic clearance and then become a part of the bench for Mythic. And if a spot opened up, we would look at filling that spot first from within, but not always. Sometimes we recruit directly into those spots as well. So for today, we are going to start with our Discord server. So let me come over here. Let me expand this out. And in Discord, when you come in, there is, you'll start here. There's a channel. You definitely want to make sure that you go to the top TLP World of Warcraft here. And you make sure that you check show all channels, because there might be channels you're missing. And if you don't have that checked, it'll hide things. Specifically channels that are set for read only. Okay. This one, the start here, is basically where you guys will start. You guys will learn a little bit about us. You have some links here to our website, our Twitter, our YouTube, all that good stuff. And then you have some rules. You have the, how to get in touch with leaders. You have an @leaders tag that you can use. And for any other members that want to invite friends into the Discord, there is a link here that you can copy and paste. So that's kind of first. Then we have the reaction roles in here. We are wanting to know what role you can play. So that's tank, healer, or DPS. We want to know if you have an interest in Mythic Plus. So you will sign up for that. We want to know if you have an interest in collecting, because we have a collector's brigade here that's going to go through, past achievements, past raids to get mounts, to get transmogs, to get pets. So we do that quite a bit. So if you want to be part of the collector's brigade, you want to make sure you catch that. And then now we've added WoW classes, because we are doing mentoring in this guild for any new member, folks that are brand new to World of Warcraft, because yes, they do exist. Or people who are returning after a long absence. And then the other one that I'm going to be adding to this quickly in probably next week is going to be PvP. So it's going to be similar to the Mythic Plus thing here. But if you have an interest in PvP, you will be able to flag that as well as we start to kind of really get geared up to try to build. That's one of my goals, trying to build a PvP league for the weekends and have some fun in those battlegrounds. We have a link here to WoW News. This is a connected bot from Wowhead that kind of gives us an insight into what's out there. Sometimes it'll post things about Diablo. I don't really know how to get it to not do that because I've unchecked Diablo a couple of times from the bot features, but it's still kind of, sometimes you'll see some Diablo stuff in there, but at least you'll be able to get notes on patches and features and releases and all that good stuff from that WoW News channel. The guild info channel is the most important. So if you come here and you scroll all the way to the top, the very first thing you're going to see is this master spreadsheet. Along with our website is this master spreadsheet. We want everybody that is a member to click on that and request access with your character name in the notes so that we know who you are and get yourself access to that master spreadsheet, because that is what we use to manage this guild. because unfortunately, Blizzard doesn't give us good guild management tools in the game. I wish they would put some effort into that, but they haven't. Other information you'll find in here is like our members-only Facebook group, our Twitter accounts, our Blizzard socials. So we have a Blizzard team, basically, a Battle.net team, some recruitment in-game messages if you wanted to help us, which, yeah, I kind of need to update. And then we have links to the 3 big places where we post for recruitment. You'll see our raid teams here. We have the Prophets team, which is the heroic team, and we have the Olympians, which is the mythic team. As we move down, you'll see a lot of our static groups here. These are groups that are commonly running mythic plus, whatever levels. They kind of, some of them stay in the lower levels. Some of them just do 10s and lock in their 10s, and some of them are pushing for much higher. So you'll see that there. And then, as I said, we are trying to build a battleground squad, and hopefully maybe we get some arena teams. That would be cool, right? And then here's the big piece that I'm going to focus on right now, which is getting all of the required add-ons. So we let our members choose whether they want to use DBM or bigwigs, but we do want our members to have those in-raid alerts, etc., etc. Now, if you are not going to be raiding, if you're just going to be doing Men Plus, you are welcome to choose whatever you want. Weak auras is required because sometimes we do share specific weak auras when it comes to raiding. So like if we have certain weak auras that are specific to a particular boss that we share in the chat, and we do want folks to be able to have those. Method raid tools is a in-game raid leader management tool. So we often write down notes in regards to who's assigned to what for certain mechanics within bosses in the raid, and things of that nature. It has the ability for us to have auto invites come out. It has the ability for us to check, your food and flasks and all that good stuff. And see all of the buffs, all the raids, who has the soul stones, all that good stuff. It's really great tool for us raid leaders. Basically, you install it, you run it, and you don't have to ever think about it. We do everything on our end, and it just interchanges and interacts with your add-on to give us the correct information we need. RC Loot Council is what is required for both the heroic team and the mythic team. RC Loot Council is a method by which we can have an old school master looter. Back in the day, we used to have that in game, and Blizzard took it away and never gave it back. But we really did enjoy being able to decide as a guild, as a team, where those upgrades would go to help elevate the team as a whole, rather than any one lucky person that constantly rolls 90 plus on their rolls. We have a few of those, and then we have the reverse of that, where we have some folks that are completely unlucky and never rolled shit. Okay, so we kind of tend to want to manage that a little bit better, and RC Loot Council helps us do that. The WoW Audit extension is what is necessary. It's a plug-in to RC Loot Council. And that is what is necessary for you guys to be able to input your simulations and your Droptimizers and your upgrade gears into the WoW Audit system that we use to manage all of our raid signups and everything like that. So if you are fully intending on raiding with us in either the heroic or the mythic team, you will need to have these installed and running. Okay. This is a recommended add-on. The Simulation Craft. It is very highly recommended because it makes using WoW Audit very simple. There is 2 different websites where you can get your Droptimizers or your upgrade lists. And basically it runs AI bots and calculates what are the best upgrades from what the gear that you currently are wearing to the gear you want to be in. So it gives us all of the small little upgrades, little by little, of what they may be. And that's basically how we decide loot. Everybody has the session window and everybody can see all of the information, the percentages, all of that good stuff, and you can clearly see why person A got item A and why person B didn't get item A, right? It's very open and transparent. All right, and so we're going to get those. So if you go and look, and you're going to put in CurseForge, you're going to put RC Loot Council. This one is the core, and this one right here is the plugin to this core. You don't need anything else. Yeah, you don't need anything else, just those two. And you will download and install them and run them. And then what you will do from there is going to be for healers. For healers have a separate site where they do their Droptimizer, basically. And that is at questionablyepic.com. So that link is here. And what it does is you're going to choose, and you can edit any one of these, right? Any one of these pieces right here. You can edit that. You put your name in there, whatever you want. Like you see, I've done it here as well. So like you can put anything you want, but it's only for healers. So you're going to come and click on the discipline, it's going to say discipline priest on it. That's the spec I am currently in right now. So you're going to click on that, and then you're going to click on upgrade finder. Okay. And then I'm going to show you guys. Let me get that right here in the game, as you can see. All right. So now we see that I am here. This is my priest. She is in her discipline Void Weaver spec. And what I use for raids is not my Void Weaver. What I use for raids is my Oracle discipline spec. So I want to make sure that I change into that spec. And once you have the simulation craft, so in CurseForge, you'll have the simulation craft, and you will be able to see and export a string. This is like a code string, basically, that has a lot of the information from your character into what they're wearing, all that good stuff. And it allows you to basically be able to copy that. Here's the simulation craft. It's going to appear on your minimap. You're going to open that, and it is going to be very, very much a long string that has a lot of information. So what we want to do is we want to hit Control C. Okay, it's going to go away. And then let's go back. Let's go back to the site. And here I am, and I'm going to import. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to paste that string in here. We want to make sure that we upgrade everything I have to max level. Okay, so if it's a champion piece, it's 8 out of 8. If it's a hero or myth piece, it's 6 out of 6, right? And we're going to be getting an 8 out of 8 for heroic and mythic pieces here soon. But you want to make sure that this right here is clicked. You click submit. You want to make sure you have both heroic and mythic selected. If you want to get a report around what mythic plus key levels have upgrades for you, you can select that here. I would definitely put that all the way to 678. And then here you can select what secondary you want. You know, for a holy priest, it might be crit mastery. For a disc priest, I like to go with crit haste. And then I'm going to go over here, and this is going to help me look at what crafted pieces I might want to be able to upgrade. And once I click go, this report you can bookmark and come back to, okay? You can have the dungeon pieces, and it'll say, okay, we'll look at that. I've got some upgrades I can get from Cinderbrew Midri, right? I've got some upgrades I can get for Motherload, etc., etc. I also have crafted. Well, here's some crafted stuff that I could get that could upgrade. I have some tailoring pieces that maybe I might want to look at. Maybe some bracers, right, etc., etc. There's also stuff from Delves, so you can kind of see, hey, I didn't think there would be an upgrade for me in Delves, but lo and behold, there is. And so you are able to kind of see that. And then also, all of the upgrades can be seen when you click on upgrade by slot. So you can kind of see everything in here and where it might drop off of, yeah? And so you will take this URL here, okay? And what you want to do is on Discord, right? So let me go to Discord. Where is it? Right here. On Discord, we have channels that are specific for this kind of thing. We have raid management signups. You can see all the signups that are here will be what you can access, meaning you have been tested, you have the right item level, you have the right DPS output, etc., etc. So you can kind of, you won't see the things that you can't access. But if you come down all the way to system, right here, you can see that there's a bot command. In here, and this is where we run all of the commands for all of our bots, right? Well, whether it's the jockey music bot that I use all the time, that I constantly tell people to mute, or this specific line command. And it's going to be link account. Hold on a second. Right there. So you want to make sure you are finding the one from wowaudit. You're going to link that account, and you're going to hit enter. And what that's going to do is it's going to give you a link. You are the only one that can see this message. It's going to give you a link, and I'll dismiss that right now because that's going to take you to here. Okay? And what you want to do here is you want to log in with your battle.net account, and you'll go through the steps for that. You know, I've already done that. You'll go through the steps for that. You want to link your Discord in there as well. And you should see all of your characters once you complete that registration, okay? And then what you want to do is you want to go back home. And now you see that your battle.net is logged in. That is my battle.net tag. And you're going to go in the drop down. You're going to go to Bleeding Hollow, US, Bleeding Hollow. There it is. And in the guild name, you are going to type our guild name, The Last Prophecy. Once you do that, it's going to bring you to our guild dashboard here. And our guild dashboard, I am admin, so there's a lot more options here than you guys have. But you should be able to see this drop down, which has all of our teams. There's the Olympians, which is the mythic team, the prophets, which is the heroic team, the demigods, which is the normal team. The all-star team is a subset of our Olympians that actually does a recruitment raid every so often. All right, and then you're going to come all the way down here to where it says Wishlist, and you're going to click on personal. And once you click on personal, you'll see it'll say run the Raidbots Droptimizer, or for healers, it's this one. And you're going to go back and you're going to grab this URL, okay? And you're just going to drop that right in here, and you're going to hit go. And if you did all of the options that I put on here, you know, the video is recording this, and this will play back all of the options that I chose for this side, you should be able to get a green check mark. And now you will see what are upgrades for me. Out of the heroic raid, I barely have anything left, right? So it's mostly like mythic. Mythic's going to be like where the big upgrades are for me. But it'll also tell you how big an upgrade it is. And, you know, we're dealing in fractions of a percentage here. And that's how it matters. But that is certainly how that does. If you have multiple specs like me where I have holy, like you're going to want to run it for holy as well. So, and I'm doing crit mastery for holy. So I'm going to push go, and it's going to once again give me this URL. I'm going to take this URL, copy. I'm going to go back to wowaudit. I'm going to say upload another, and I'm going to go here and paste. And now I will have the holy stuff in there. Simple, easy. Once you get used to it, you know, you'll be able to do that all the time. And you want to kind of constantly keep that updated. You want to kind of consistently make sure that, you know, as you're getting more drops and so on and so forth, you're updating your wish lists on wowaudit from Droptimizer or from QE Live. Now I'm going to show you, I'm going to walk you through the same thing from the DPS perspective. So in my game, and I'm not going to switch anymore, in my game, so I'm switching back over to Shadow. I'm doing the same thing, getting that SimC report, I'm copying it, and then I'm coming back over here. And what we want to do is upload another, and now instead of using the QE Live upgrade finder, because I'm not dealing in a heal spec, I'm dealing in Raidbots, we're coming over to here. And if I come over here, right, it's going to say, it's probably going to bring this kind of stuff, but we're going to put it right in here. Boom. And now it's going to bring up everything I'm wearing, right, for my shadow spec. And what I want to do down here, and you can kind of do this for yourself as well. You can run a couple of different Droptimizers for it. You're going to click on Liberation of Undermine, right? You're going to click on either Heroic or Mythic. I'm going to do Heroic first. And then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to say, upgrade this to 6 of 6. And I want to make sure that this right here is checked. We want to make sure that's checked. And then we're going to go down below, okay? And if this is not expanded for you, you want to make sure you expand this. We're going to go in patchwork, 1 boss, 5 minutes weekly. And then here we're going to click on no buffs. We want 0 buffs. We want just the raw data. That's it. And we're going to run this optimizer. Now, it takes a little while. If you have a queue, sometimes you'll have a queue and it'll take a little bit to run. All right, so now we've got this report. We can copy the URL to our WoW audit. We're going to come over here. We're going to go boom, paste, and we're going to go, and it's going to show all of the things for Heroic. Now, unfortunately, I'll have to rerun it for Mythic, which is like, you know, especially if you're like running a queue, is kind of like, oh, come on. So it's fine. It's loading it. Okay. And then in here, I'll probably do the Mythic as well. Again, we want to make sure if you're going to do Mythic, you're going to do 6 of 6. Make sure this is checked. We're going to scroll down. We're going to go to simulation options here. Make sure that we have no buffs. Okay. And then that's pretty much it. We're going to run that Droptimizer. And then we're, this one's in queue. This one sits in queue. This is what you guys are mostly probably going to see, is a queue, if you have a free account like I do. And it's probably not going to be as fast, is it? There's a lot of people. Oh, no. It's pretty fast. And so we're going to run this and we're going to wait for this. And then I'm going to show you a quick way that you can update straight from Discord once you have your Discord account attached to WoW Audit. Okay. And then what that does, and I'll show you what that does in the game. So in the game, I'll wait on this for a while. Let me show you what it does in game. So once we have that all set, I'm going to show you guys RC test. Okay, so what happens is, here's a simulation. We kill a boss, and I'm going to go ahead and add, I'm going to go into raids. Let's go to Liberation of Undermine. Let's go to Mythic, or actually let's go to Heroic. Let's go to Heroic. Let's go to Chrome King. And then let's look at the loot, right? So let's just say we kill Chrome King, and now we are going to do our loot council, right? So we're going to get this, and go here, and I have to manually add it for the test. So add, let's go ahead and add that. Let's go ahead and add let's go ahead and add that. Let's go ahead and add Ayakusan. And let's go ahead and add the Jaster Diamond. Okay. All right. So all these things dropped. We've killed the boss. And all these things drop. I'm the raid leader. You're not going to see this particular window. But what I am going to do as the raid leader is I'm going to start the process. Right? So what's going to happen is you guys are going to get a window with the tabs on the side. Okay. And then you're going to get the ability to roll main spec, off spec. It's a minor upgrade. It's, hey, I like the look of it. It's a transmog. I want it. And just like the game like it auto passes on things that you can't roll on, you know, like if you wear chain, you can't roll a plate, right? Like things like that. Just, it uses that same system, brings it all into this format. And what you guys are going to do is you guys are going to actually see this window. And you're going to go, well, I could pass on that. I've already got that, right? But I definitely want this Eye of Kazan, right? So in here, you're going to see even the ones like this doesn't show up for me because I can't wear shields. So I couldn't roll on it, right? It's a tank trinket. I can't roll on it. So it auto passes that kind of stuff. And you'll see it here where it says Denizia, you know, it auto passes, right? It auto passes for that as well. But in Aya Kasan, you can see how big that update is. I know it's really small, but you can kind of see how big of an upgrade that would be for me. And not just my holy spec, but my disc spec, and my shadow spec. And you can also see the items I'm currently wearing. Yeah. And you can kind of see that. Now, you will not be able to vote. That's something that we have, but you can see everything. And we don't vote anymore. We just give it to the person that with the highest upgrade value. And you can see that. Everything's transparent. So you don't have to think about why was this person given this or that person given this, right? Because we want to elevate the team as a whole. So that's kind of what this looks like. So you will be able to see. So me as the as the raid leader, I can say, okay, well, let's just say there was, you know, 2 people in here, right, where the upgrade value is almost identical, right? We would say, okay, we're going to roll that off because it's almost an identical upgrade for person A and person B, right? So we have the ability to add rolls. And so you could see that I rolled an 83 and like, it'll show whatever the other person rolled. So it'll show whoever was in the mix, it'll give you a roll and you can kind of see who won the roll. Everybody can see it. It's very transparent. And so that's kind of how that works. Let's see. Okay. The report is done. So let me make sure that you guys can see that. The functionality of Discord with the bots. Okay, so now I have this now for my shadow, and I can see, ooh, look at all these cool upgrades, right? I can see exactly like everything that would be an upgrade out of Liberation of Undermine, yeah? And I'm going to copy that URL, okay? And now I can, you know, this is for Mythic, so, yep, Droptimizer Mythic right here, Myth 6 of 6. And if you guys saw, like on the WoW audit, if I come over here, personal, right? If I come over here and I go to Shadow and I go to Mythic, there's nothing. There's nothing there, right? So now I'm not gonna use the website. I'm gonna use Discord, and I'm gonna go to that same bot commands channel. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put /wishlist space, drop that URL in there. Your report, it has been uploaded. Only you can see this, right? So you can dismiss that message. And now I'm going to come over here. I'm going to hit that refresh. Look at that. Yeah? So it'll input it all in here right through Discord. So as long as you guys are doing the Droptimizer side or the QE Live side and you're grabbing those URLs, like honestly, you won't ever need to do anything else. And I like to, you know, bookmark these, you know, and make sure like, hey, I'm looking at, okay, this is Mythic. Oh, okay, this is my tank, right? So I'm looking at that. So I'm like keeping all of those things that I do that I can easily look them up again. So I definitely bookmark that. And being able to do that straight from here without doing much else. So it's all it takes. It's really quick. And we're done pretty much with everything that you need to get started with rating. If you wanted to get started with M+, we do use this spreadsheet for that. There's a tab at the bottom, Mythic Plus Teams. You're going to sign up here. You're going to make sure that you guys get, if you're looking to be part of a team permanently, then you will put yourself as LFG. If you are, for whatever reason, you work a lot, your schedule is very sporadic, whatever the case may be, you can put yourself on bench, but at least we know that you are opting to be included for these types of key ranges. Okay? And then what we do, what officers do, is we then kind of try to build those teams. And we say, okay, we definitely want to be able to start filling some of those out and build those teams. You guys get like days that you can run, days that you can do things, So that is always good to have people, specifically a guild, that facilitates this for you, And if you wanted to, sign up for our raids, you would sign up here. Oh, let me see. On team. You would sign up here, and you would make sure that here's the demigods for the normal, the heroic, and the mythic. If you wanted to sign up for mythic, what you're going to see is we would need to see the item level and the DPS come close to what the minimum eye level needs to be and the minimum DPS needs to be. So that's how you can get yourself. I mean, we haven't even hit our goals. We want to get everybody over 2 million. So the second that you can do that, then what happens is you are put on Mythic Bench. And in Mythic Bench, those are the people that are cleared bench. So they can get to, they're working on getting to that level. They're working on logging their DPS, whatever the case may be. They're working towards, being part of that team at some point in the future. That's how that works. All right. Well, that is all I have. Please leave comments down below if you have questions for me. Managing a guild is almost like managing a business. And, but with everybody being volunteers. It's kind of like running a nonprofit, really. And I think that one of the things that's made us so successful for so many years is our organization, the way we lead. I mean, we literally have something very similar to this for most of our chapters. So like I was just showing this, I was looking at something because, the Albion Online Master Spreadsheet, we have the same kind of similar situation there, right? Where we have, things that we're, managing, right? So we have, we run our guilds very, very similarly. And that also helps our members because, sometimes we have WoW members that want to try Final Fantasy or WoW members that want to try Albion Online or New World or whatever the case may be, right? So, it kind of like really, there's a familiarity there, right? And how we run things, right? So, that's a comfort. But if you have any questions, if anybody has any questions, leave them down below and I will be happy to answer that. Until then, bye-bye.